introduce you to somebody, but this is also a man who needs no introduction. He's been in the industry for 10 years. He's been churning out the most amazing music. You know him as Mr. Number Nane himself, Octopizzo.
A-Town.
A-Town, how are you?
I'm good, how are you?
I've seen you for the second time in 2 weeks. That's the most I've seen you in our entire life together. How are you?
I'm great.
I can see you're still locked.
Still locked.
You released an album that I must say is one of the most amazing albums I've listened to in a very long time as far as albums that Kenyan artists have released. It's called Next Year.
Yes.
Please just tell us about it. Let's just start on a high.
So Next Year is my 4th studio album. It was celebrating 10 years in the game. And it's one of the albums that I've put.
Angalau changamka. My God, you're talking about an amazing project and you're sounding like sijui how.
See, album ni moto, ikiwa moto au chochi sana.
Kwenda huko.
Ukiona watu wanachocha sana uje si moto.
You need to really stop putting other artists down for how much they overhype.
Yeah, like good stuff don't need hype. That's why. But for me, this is one of the best albums I've done, and one of the best album I've like put more investment on, like compared to the other 3 albums that I did. And also is because I was not targeting only Kenya, I was targeting like the global and what is futuristic, and that's why the name Next Year. And for me, it's just because I feel people are not there yet, or like our market is not there yet, but also because people always say, young people are the leaders of tomorrow. People are always hopeful for next year. Like next year is gonna be amazing, but next year is not always gonna be amazing, you know.
In one of the tracks, one of the bars, you basically said you are in this game with no competition whatsoever.
Yeah.
It's just true.
It's just me, myself.
And you even said there's no one you'd collab with here.
I collab with people. There's 2 features in my album.
I've seen them, no, but I mean here, right now, rappers
yeah, they're
right
from
now.
Here.
Really?
Yeah.
I saw you did a track with Tracy, but I also saw you did a track with
Tayo.
But by the way, I don't know whether you know this, but the song is not available yet. It's called Pablo. I kept wondering why it wasn't available yet.
So the song is available for download only. It's not for streaming. So that's why if you go and search it on streaming platforms, now you have to download it.
Okay.
There's nowhere to stream. So if you want to hear the song with, so there's Paycash and Pablo. Those songs are only for download, so you can't stream.
And I've listened to Paycash, which is one of my favorite songs on the album, because we got to hear it earlier. And I was like, why is this song not available? You need to download his album. It's available on Apple Music. He released it on 4/20, and it was absolutely amazing. If you haven't listened to it yet, head over there right now and check it out. So, what is your favorite song on the album?
I have many. There's 17 songs. I have like probably all of them. But I have like number 1s coming down. So I have this Jazzy, which I did for my parents. That's my favorite. There's No Money.
And the video is out.
Yeah, because No Money is really, I didn't expect the reception because it was really chilled. It's like me, I think when I started rapping, like the Evo Octo was more aggressive on the track. And I realized as time goes that you don't need to like go crazy just for you to prove a point, you know, and that's what I was trying with No Money. It was like a chilled braggadocio ghetto fabulous kind of feel, and yeah, it got people going. So
and the video
is lit.
Where did you shoot it from?
Chinatown in San Francisco.
It's really dope. Who shot it?
It's called Russ Fraser. He's a Hollywood video director.
Again, I like how you're being so chill with all this. You're like, listen, let the video and let the hype sell itself. And then you mentioned, when I met you earlier, you said you're going to release a video only when each video hits 500,000.
Yeah.
It's already past halfway and it's not even been a week.
We are almost 4, so 100 views to go. Then we drop another video.
Okay. How long did it take you to shoot the video? The whole shooting and the idea behind it, and then for it to come out? Like
the whole planning plus shooting and everything was like 3 months, because with those guys, they're perfectionists and everything has to be in time, like the bookings. It's not like you just wake up and say, let's go shoot. And that's for No Money. But for all the videos in the album, it's probably like 5 to 6 months.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we were just watching the Rick Ross interview. Which one's your favorite jam of his?
Hustling thing. That's what introduced him to that's how we know him.
Yeah.
And that's because we can relate. That's the only song I feel I can relate to, you know.
And then of his artists, Mick Mill, and there's French Montana, and there's a third guy, Wale.
Wale.
Who do you prefer? and what song?
They are very different because Wale is more of like a poet and spoken word artist, so I love him when like he does those kind of stuff instead of trying to rap and be like a rapper. So I like him more of like a spoken word and chilled artist back because he really delivers. I love McMill because he's like
He's raw.
hardcore. He's raw. He's from the streets and he represents what he talks about. So he's about that life. He's not just rapping.
Okay.
So I respect that, and I respect that he has kids and that he's really passionate about. So
You did a song with yours.
Yeah.
How dope is that? It's called 8.
It's called 8.
So how did okay, obviously you didn't have to convince her. You're her dad. So when you said, "Hey Tracy, jump on my track," she was cool. So did she come into studio with you?
Yeah. So the song was not supposed to be in the album. So we just went in the studio one morning, and I just said, hey, say this thing, and we see how we hadn't written anything. So that's why the song is 8 minutes long. It's called 8 because it's 8 minutes long.
Okay.
And she was 8 years. She was just about to turn 9.
Nice.
So like, hey, you want to do something you'll remember when you get older. You'll know like you did something when you were 8 years because I'm passionate about the 8. So yeah, and that's how we ended up like recording a freestyle / spoken word / verses. And it was just.
I think I've said this a lot, but I seriously mean it. Absolutely amazing track as well. So then, the whole feel of the album, when somebody hears it, and you've been meaning to make something which will be so futuristic that if somebody hears it in the future, you want them to feel some type of way. What way is that?
That they can relate, that it's timeless music. It's the way if you listen to Daudi Kabaka today, it feels like old school, but you can still relate. Like you can still relate to the topics they were covering then. And for me, this album was about covering a topic and going with it, and like, I feel like we are, as young people of this generation, we are like running away from our cultures.
That's true.
So in this album, I've tried to bring that a lot, especially for me. That's why the intro is like Nyatiti, and the cover is like these 3 ladies with African attires, because people are forgetting that. People think that's being nude, but that was culture then,
Yeah.
But now we are so caught up in the Western culture that from music, we try to imitate them. From their style, we try to imitate their style. So I wanted something that people say like, but I haven't had something like this. It's not, if I want to do trap, I'll do it as a single and get it out for fun. But if I want to do serious music for album that I know, if today I say I'm not doing any album, I don't see anybody coming to like top up that album unless they're coming out with some different style. But everybody I'm listening to now, in this country or in Africa, they're all trapping.
Okay.
It's more like a trendy thing. People are not putting in like work in their art to just see like, oh, let's not just do what's trending. Let's do something that look like me.
Oh, okay.
So for me, this was the album about like, I'm gonna look like this probably the next 20 years, and that's what I want people to relate to.
There's no way. I want us to go into a game, but there's no way this interview is gonna go by without me asking you about your best friends. Calligraph Jones.
I guess I'm always asked this question.
I know.
What about him?
What about him?
Yeah.
What's going on with the 2 of you? Why don't you guys do a collabo together?
I don't know, because we are not in the same level yet.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Sidani amesikia vibaya. Let's get into a game. So then this particular game is called the Third World Challenge. And you're going to see a lot of things that happen in the third world that maybe some you can relate to because we happen to be in that side of the continent. So now, is it me alone who thinks that Nairobians fear getting wet? I think I'll try this trick one of these days. Now just see what's happening here. Any way you could relate?
Not that one.
I don't think anybody who hasn't done acrobatics would either, to be fair.
Why was he diving yet he was standing on the rain?
No, because the pavement was full of water, so it had reached the rim of the car. So, I mean, there was only one way to get into the car.
He doesn't know how to swim, so he was just wondering, what if? It's a
Just
deep
in
end.
case.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. And then we know that some of the men in cloth are very extravagant, but this one decided to just hold his sermon in style. So check this out.
Sometimes you don't know you're a miracle until you tap into the things that are within you to tell you that you're a miracle. And there is something that is undiscoverable in everybody in here, but nobody ever told you that you got something that nobody else has. The person that created this tried to create other things, but they didn't become a millionaire until they created what was in them.
Amen.
The problem is we're always trying to gift train.
Isn't it literally in the Bible that we should be healthy and do healthy things? What is healthy about refusing to walk in that small space?
Do you know now, like, I was just reading, Kagame closed like 600 churches in Rwanda because of stuff like this, because of these like fake pastors, you know, the Kanyaris and stuff. And this is why for me, people always are like probably misunderstood me, but this is why I don't like religion these days. You know, I was born in a church, like when church was church. These days it's just another business, like selling groundnuts. You know, like what is this guy doing? Why is he flexing for people instead of like what?
Okay, wait. So now there's another one. So now we can't get enough of this flood story, and this guy decided to go chini ya maji, literally. Your comments.
This one I can relate, but I've never like swum inside the house. But like we used to put sufurias, you'll see sufurias floating, and you'll play like a boat game, you know, with your brothers. Because houses like Kibera you leak, because they leak when it's like heavy rains. But this is not Kibera, so I think.
No, this was Mandara, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, this is just like the drainage system of this country in general. People are making fun of the flood stuff because probably you haven't been affected, but the drainage system has a problem, and if we don't do it, we don't change things now, people are going to die. You know, it's not funny. Now it's funny because the guy is swimming in the house, but it's not funny. If that was a kid who was in that house, they'll be probably dead. So I think the drainage system of this country needs to. This guy is there. Was Wali Salimiana the other day. They should Salimiana and finish this drainage system.
First of all,
problem.
would you ever run for power?
If I ever run for office, I'll have to understand how to change policies. I think personally we have good leaders, but policies always mess them up. Like, you know, there's the Sakajas, one of the dopest leaders, you know, and I like him as a person. I like what he stands for. It doesn't matter which party. And you know, people like those, they are good leaders, but today you can put them in power, but because they can't change policies that were written like 100 years ago by who we don't know, they'll always look as bad people. And for me, in fact, now I'm studying to understand how to change policies.
Yes, you are in uni.
Yeah.
We're going to get to that just now. We have some feedback from Anne. Anne, over to you.
Well, Anita, going back to that flood story, we have Iconic who says, hiyo palo kwa shingo ya Octo ya keep grounded. Dude is so light, floods and Nairobi zinaweza kumbeba. And then we have another one from Guitar who says, hiyo palo kwa shingo ya Octopizzo ni ya kuzuia sauti isiibiwe. And then another one from Governor the Dreamer who says, Octopizzo music qualifies international standards. Musicians should invest well and it will never disappoint. Another one here from Rich Omondi who says, ata genre ya ngoma ni unique kivyake, noma si rahisi kukolabo vile. And then we have Simon Baza who says, brilliant rapper, number 8, he is so amazing. And then we have Rasta Kid who says, gang gang, Octopizzo the king, and they know it. Big up, great music. Noma ni umsho, and big up. I hope amepata hiyo. And then we have Omondo who says, Gotea number 9, tell him he's the one who inspires my hairstyle. Lakini leo amenichanganya. Hashtag the trend, hashtag hey Amina. And then another one from Dante who say, the bomb, mad respect bro, that's for Octopizzo. Where can I get the whole album? Then another one here, this is from Pish Mkari who says, boss mode activated, hizo tickets zikam, And then one last one here from Nomad says Rick Ross ametulia sana, unaweza dhani anaishi Buru. Nili expect afanye. So every Friday we have this thing that we do, the meme challenge, and today ni kama director alisahau. So this is our meme challenge for today. We need you to caption it, and the best caption will win just a title. That's what we have for you, nothing much. So that's the image there. I wish ningeza kuwasaidia lakini hata mimi niko clueless. So yeah, try. Then we'll see who will be the king or queen of today's meme challenge.
What is the most lit thing you've ever done?
Lit? The most lit thing, like in general in life, I get out of the hood.
Okay.
That was lit. Not many people get out. I know many friends that I wish they were out with me, you know, and I try to inspire them to get out. But that's the most lit thing, like getting my kid out of the ghetto. Super lit.
Okay, and then real quick before we get into your music, you're in uni.
Yeah.
Tell us about that. That's fantastic. I always get very happy whenever I'm around artists who choose to pursue their education as well, so that all of our youngins can see that as much as it's a career that you're passionate about, you need the education as well.
Exactly. So, you know, with music now and like traveling and meeting people and everywhere, you need papers anywhere, you know, and it doesn't matter which paper. There even kufagia, you need papers, you know. So for me, I've always wanted to go to campus since 2006, I think, but I was never lucky to join any campus. I applied for a bunch of scholarships I never got. But then last year I went to the state. I did a crash program crash like leadership program for 3 months. I was sent by the ambassador. So thanks to Ambassador Godek. And I used the certificate for that to apply for now what I wanted to study, which was social impact, how to impact my community or like just Africa in general or like just Kenya in general, but using what I have, which is music. And so I applied for a social impact strategy course in University of Pennsylvania, which is an Ivy League. So this one I can flex. So, and yeah, fortunately I got it. And I've been studying since January, and yeah, it's been great. I'll be graduating soon.
Super proud of you.
Yeah.
So now, just a reminder that we have the hashtag Lit360 challenge, and you know what you gotta do? You just gotta, you know, let us know what's the most lit thing you've ever done. Octo said his was, you know, getting out of the hood. I think going for the Grammys was pretty lit as well. You want to submit your music for consideration, that's going to be lit as well. But we want to know what's lit in your particular life. Let us know, hashtag Lit360. But for now, we're going over to DJ Blessing, and he's going to play one of the tracks from Octo's album, which I've seen one of you tweeted asking where it can be gotten from. You can get it from the Apple Music Store or from iTunes, and you can just listen to the entire thing.